Hello everyone, this is part 6 of What If Naruto Came Back to Claim His Family's Name, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. After a few days of D-rank missions, it was time to give the Ginin a break while Naruto, Sakura and their friends had a party to set up and go to. Even though the Nara clan was one of the founding clan, it was always small compared to the Hyuga or the pre-Uchiha clans. Therefore the party was going to pretty small, mostly family and friends. Sakura sat inside the Namika's living room reading a book while Naruto was caring for the foxes outside. Normally she would train with Naruto, learning how to use Juno in her medical field. However, yesterday after a hard training session, Juno had used too much chakra, therefore she was now resting. It still surprised Sakura how good Juno was finding a fake victim, one of Naruto's shadow clones, with extremely low chakra. Juno was able to find a chakra that had faded far beyond what even Sakura could sense. This would come in handy whenever they were looking for a wounded ninja on the battlefield. Suddenly a loud knocking came from the front door. Sakura got up and opened the door to find Ino standing there. "Hey Forehead, do you want to go shopping for some dresses for the wedding? I like that idea. We could find a little black number that could make Naruto-kun go wild, and then after the party we could have a little bit of fun with him," said a smirking inner Sakura. "I agree, except for that last part. I plan to wait till we are married," said Sakura back to her inner self. "I don't think you could wait that long to get your hands on Naruto-kun," said a very sarcastic inner Sakura. "Sure Ino, I'll come, but first I have to talk. Tell Naruto-kun that I am leaving," said Sakura as an idea came into her head. "Crap, how can I leave this place without Naruto-kun by my side in case the Hyuga attack again?" Sakura and Ino entered the backyard only to see Naruto taking care of one of his younger ninja foxes that had broken its leg. "Naruto-kun. What is it, Sakura-chan?" asked Naruto as he looked up briefly to see where Sakura was at. "I am going to go shopping for a dress for tomorrow night." "Okay, just take Kyubi along with you," said Naruto as the Kyubi, who was currently half asleep, woke up. "Why do I have to go with your mate to go dress shopping? You should," asked the Kyubi. "We are not mates," yelled both Sakura and Naruto, however both added in their own minds, "Yet." "Fine, I'll go," said the Kyubi as he slowly followed Sakura and Ino out the door on the day out. If you said that the Kyubi enjoyed waiting around as Sakura and Ino tried almost every dress in the entire store, then you would be lying. They had already been at it for hours plus another hour for lunch. Finally he was nearing the end of his ordeal. Ino had picked out her dress and Sakura had it narrowed down one dress, but she couldn't pick the color. "So Ino, what do you think, this dark red, pink to match my hair, or keep it a simple black?" asked Sakura. "I don't know, truth be told Forehead, you look amazing in all three, not as amazing as me of course," said Ino. "Go with the red," chimed in Kyubi as he lied on the floor. "What, you're talking now? You hardly said a word all day and now you decide to talk?" asked Ino. "Why do you think I go with the red?" asked Sakura as she held up the dress. "Because when I was inside Kit here, Wei thought you looked your best in red," said Kyubi as Sakura blushed a little as she went to pay for the dress. "So instead of a little black number we are doing a little red number," said inner Sakura, "and Naruto-kun likes seeing us in red." The next day around 3, Naruto sat in the living room wearing his only formal suit. "I hate this thing," said Naruto as he messed with his tie. "Just deal with it, Kit," said the Kyubi as Sakura entered the room, and the Kyubi had to fight back laughing at Kit's reaction to Sakura's dress. Naruto's mouth was almost on the floor and his eyes were wide. "Damn," yelled Naruto inside his head as he took in the sight of Sakura. She looked like she had just walked out from one of his dreams. Sakura had on a blood-red dress that hued her curves. The dress went up in 2 lines before leading into an open back. Naruto also noticed an opening in the dress for her leg to come out from, and he saw that she still had a kunai hostler on her leg. Think Ada Wong's dress from Resident Evil 4. "So what do you think, Naruto-kun?" said a smiling Sakura, who was also fighting back laughter of Naruto's face. Yes, yes, yelled Ina Sakura as she jumped for joy. We got him now. Yes we do, responded Sakura as she walked up to the handsome man in front of her before speaking to him again. Sakura-chan, you look, said Naruto as he struggled to find words to describe Sakura's appearance, but to Naruto, if she had walked out just in her training clothes she would be beautiful. I can't think of anything to describe you right now. Well, you can think of words while we are on our way to the wedding, said Sakura as traced one of her fingers across Naruto's cheek as she walked toward the door. As she walked, Naruto caught the perfume that she had put on and that combined with her normal smell was driving him crazy. Are you coming? Naruto followed her out of the door. The wedding was beautiful and of course Sakura cried, but not as much as Ino did, which considering that she is going to marry Sasuke, the fact that she was so emotional was a little surprising. Luckily for him and Sakura, Hinata sat next to Kiba and Shino near the back of the church, while Team 7 plus Ino sat near the front. Choji stood next to Shikamaru as his best man. Temari's maid of honor was a childhood friend from Sand, and Gaara had taken the place of Temari's father in giving her away because Orochimaru had killed him years ago. When the wedding was over and the wedding party inside a Nara estate began, Naruto and Sakura luck in the church didn't carry over to the party. They had to sit at the same table as Hinata, Kiba and Shino. Ino was sitting with her former teammates at the head table and Sasuke was with her. The moment that Naruto had picked his seat next to Sakura, Hinata had rushed and took the other seat next to Naruto. Hello Naruto-kun, said Hinata in a joyful and loving tone of voice that made Sakura want to cut her tea. Hello Hinata, said Naruto as he tried to ignore Hinata's advances, however it was hard considering that she was almost sitting on his lap and she was breathing down his neck. Naruto-kun, didn't you think that the wedding was beautiful? Asked Hinata, hopping to start a conversation with Naruto. It was nice, responded Naruto as Choji and Temari's friend started their best man and maid of honor speaks. After that was over they started eating as Hinata kept trying and failing to start a conversation with Naruto. All the response he gave was a few words. Hinata kept breaking up any conversation that Naruto was having with Sakura. Naruto-kun, why are you ignoring me? Asked Hinata in an almost pleading tone of voice. Hinata, I am not ignoring you, said Naruto as he turned to look at Hinata. Yes you are, you're only talking to her, said Hinata. No, I am only to have a conversation with my girlfriend, but you keep interrupting me, said Naruto as Hinata's eyes widened as she looked at the grinning Sakura. What? You're dating? Asked a stunned Hinata. Yeah, said Naruto as the music started and Sakura grabbed his arm and pulled him away from Hinata and toward herself and the dance floor before Hinata had time to do anything. I am so glad to get away from her. It was so unconformable having her flirting with me. Yeah, it kind of bugged me too, said Sakura, however I knew that they would never do anything with her. How did you know that? Asked Naruto, a little bit surprised that Sakura was acting so cool that Hinata was trying to get him. He thought that Sakura would want to break Hinata's neck. You're too much like a fox, Naruto-kun, that is how I know, said Sakura as they counted to slow dance. You would never betray your mate, because foxes never do. Sakura-chan, I think you're a little bit confused. We are dating, we are not mates, said Naruto, however he added just to himself. How I wish that we were. Yet Naruto-kun, we are not mates yet, whispered Sakura into Naruto's ear, sending a shrivel of delight down his spine before tilting his head down and smiled at Sakura. I stand corrected Sakura-chan, said Naruto as the two of them danced as Hinata started to glare at Sakura, longing to be her. Hey Hinata, do you want to dance? Asked Kiba as he blushed a bit. No thanks, replied Hinata as she glared at Sakura, who now had her head resting on the soft spot on Naruto's neck. I will not lose Naruto-kun to you, she thought as she sat there as Naruto and Sakura danced almost all night. I wonder what mission the old lady has for our team today, Sakura-chan, asked Naruto as he and Sakura walked into the Hokage's office. It had been 5 days since the wedding, and each of those days all the missions that they got were D's, mostly finding the same 5 cats. Are you two finally decided to show up? Said Tsunade. I have some good news to share with you too. What is that? Asked Sakura. Well, the war is almost over, said Tsunade. I just got messages from Lightning and Sound offering their complete surrender. What, the Sound surrendered? Asked Naruto. Yeah, it turns out that Orochimaru's lackeys are all fighting for command of the Sound village, said Tsunade with a smile. The only thing that they agreed to was that they wanted peace with us. So they are in a civil war? Asked Naruto. Yeah, if you called it a war. Apparently Orochimaru sent all but 2 battalions to destroy us and none of his army returned, said Tsunade. Also lightning isn't do much better in troop count. The only difference is they are not in a civil war. What about Rock? Asked Sakura as she looked at her master. That is the problem, Rock always had the largest army and it looks like they kept half of it back. Also their hatred of your father, Naruto, means that they want to kill you before you can rebuild your clan. So what is this mission? Asked Naruto, afraid of what will happen. It is AC ranked pushing on AB, said Tsunade as she held out a scroll. We got word that in 3 days that the new Rock Cage will be making a speech to rally his people to war. Your missions is to dust up that speech and scare them off the war path. How? Asked Sakura as Tsunade smiled and explained her plan. That sounds good, but since we are going so deep into enemy territory, I would like another Jonin to come with just to look after the genin. Said Naruto. I thought you would, said Tsunade as another person walked into the room. So what do you think our mission will be? Asked Rick. We will find out when our senseis get here, said Lou. I won't matter, all it will be is another D ranked, like getting the same cat out of the same tree, said Kinkura. I think they let cats go on purposes to let us find them, said Hinura as Sakura and Naruto appeared. Okay guys, we have a mission, said Naruto. Okay, where was the cat last seen? Because the sooner we get this cat, the sooner I am away from these kids and get back to gaining more power, said Minuto, the moment that said that a kunai was at his end. I wouldn't walk down that path if I were you. Too much power can lead to your downfall, said Sasuke into Minuto's ear before removing the kunai. Allow me to introduce Sasuke Uchiha, he will be joining us on our mission, said Naruto. Naruto-sensei, do we really need another Jonin to get another cat? Asked Luke. Who said anything about a cat? Said Naruto. Our mission is C-ranked almost B, so go home, gather things for a 5-day mission and meet us at the west gate in 2 hours, said Sakura as the genin ran off to gather the gear. Let's hope this doesn't turn out like our first C mission, said Naruto to his teammates. Don't worry Udobe, we were all trained by San and we can handle whatever comes our way, or are you a scaredy cat? Asked Sasuke as got a glare from Naruto. Boys, said Sakura as she rolled her eyes. Come on boys, let's go get ready. I can't believe we finally get a real mission, said Rick as he skipped down the road away from the village with the rest of this team. Sakura did have to fight back laughter at the sight of Rick acting just like Naruto did when they went on their first missions. So Naruto-sensei, where are we going anyway? Asked Hinura. We are going to the Rock Village, said Naruto as the genin's face filled with fear. The only one who was smiling about that was Minuto, and that worried all 3 Jonin. Naruto-sensei, why are we going there? Asked Kinkura fearfully. We are going to end this war, said Naruto as they walked down the path to the Rock Village. Meanwhile, back in the village, Kiba sat in a dinner eating some barok with Choji and Shino. Normally Shikamaru would join them for their weekly lunch get-together, but he was busy on his honeymoon. I swear you guys, I can't get Hinata to look my way, said Kiba as he lowered his head. All she ever looks at is Naruto, Kiba said the last part with anger in his voice. Why are you mad at him for having Hinata chasing him? He is dating Sakura after all, isn't he? Asked Choji as he put even more meat into his mouth. Yes he is, and it not him that I am mad at, said Kiba. I hate the fact that he has something that makes Hinata-chan love him and I don't have that. Well, maybe Hinata will give up on Naruto after he dates Sakura for a while, said Shino. No she won't, she was glaring at those 2 all night, said Kiba. She hasn't looked at anyone else since she was a genin. Well dude, I don't know what to tell you, you can't become Naruto after all, said Choji. No I can't, said Kiba. Later that night, Kiba stood waiting for Hinata to leave the Hyuga compound to have super at her one of the village's dinners like she did every Monday night. Soon she was leaving and Kiba set his plan into motion. He ran his hands through the hand signs and a second later Kiba was replaced with Naruto. Hey Hinata-chan, said Kiba, in Naruto formed. Naruto-kun, said Hinata a little surprised but happy, where is Sakura? Well, she kind of freaked out when she heard that Sasuke and Ino were engaged, so she broke up with me hoping to get Sasuke, said Kiba. Turns out she was using me to get Sasuke. I am so sorry Naruto-kun, do you want to join me supper? Asked Hinata. Sure, said a smiling Kiba, as Hinata and Akiba in Naruto form walked down the street. Naruto and Sakura sat in a tree as the rest of the team slept, on the border of fire and earth. They had made excellent time getting to this point. If they counted on this pace, they should make their target just in time. Now normally only one of the Jonin would be standing guard, but Sakura wanted to spend time with Naruto, therefore both of them had decided to stay up, sit in a tree and just look up at the stars. "It's so beautiful, Naruto-kun," said Sakura as she lay on Naruto's chest looking up at the cloudless starry night. "Yeah, it is," said Naruto, who was not even looking at the sky but at Sakura herself. "Hey you two, time for you to get some sleep," said Sasuke from the base of tree. Sakura and Naruto landed on the ground. "Fine, we will get some sleep. When do we move out?" asked Naruto. "In 4 hours," said Sasuke. "Fine," said Sakura as she and Naruto went to the tent that they were sharing. Naruto and Sakura went to bed, and it seemed the moment that they closed their eyes they were being woken up by the genin. They cleaned up camp and prepared to make their way into rock country. "Okay, be ready for anything, we are in enemy territory," said Naruto. "The QB and I will take point, my squad behind me. Sakura-chan will be in the middle followed by her team and I will be in the back," said Sasuke. "Everyone got it?" asked Naruto. "Yes sensei," said all the genin but Minuto. Soon they were off, jumping from tree to tree toward their target. Soon mountains that surrounded the rock village came into view. They were a few hours into their trip when the QB finally spoke. "Kid, do you smell what I smell?" asked QB. "Yeah, I do," said Naruto as he raised his hand and everyone to stop. As soon as everyone stopped, Sakura ran up to him. "What is it, Naruto-kun?" asked Sakura as Naruto suddenly tensed up. "Everyone hid," said Naruto as the genin went for the leaves in the trees. A monument after everyone was hidden, 3 rock anbu appeared below them. "If we just stay still they will pass us by," thought Naruto. Suddenly a kunai came flying through the air. Only it wasn't thrown by the rock anbu, it was Minuto. That fool. Minuto's kunai was blocked and the anbu started to throw weapons into the trees. In an instant Naruto disappeared in a flash of light and reappeared next to the first anbu, hitting him in the back of head, knocking him out. Meanwhile Sakura reached into her weapon pouch and pulled out 2 long needles. She sent them at another anbu, hitting him in the end, sending him to the ground. While Naruto and Sakura took down the other 2, Sasuke sent 2 kunai into the last anbu knees before jumping down and kicking the anbu face into the ground. "Minuto!" yelled a very angry Naruto. "What?" asked Minuto as he landed on the ground. "Why in the world did you do that?" asked Naruto. "They are the enemy, they need to said Minuto coldly. "This mission is to end the war with no blood shield," yelled Naruto. "Naruto-sensei, Sakura-sensei, come quickly," yelled Rick as all 3 jonin looked away from Minuto to see that Kinkura lying on the ground with a kunai in her lower arm. Sakura ran to her. "Don't worry, Kinkura," said Sakura as she studied the wound before pulling out the kunai and start healing the wound. It wasn't that deep, but worried her was the fact that Kinkura had a fever. "Crap, the kunai is poisoned," thought Sakura as she turned to Juno. It seemed to her that Juno read her mind. Juno ran up to Kinkura's upper arm before biting down on it. "What is Juno doing?" asked Luke. "She is sucking out the poison," said Sakura as Juno released her grip on Kinkura's arm. Juno spat out the poison before going back to getting the poison out. While Juno and Sakura were trying to remove the poison, Ronin was using his nose trying to wake Kinkura, liking her face from time to time. While the genin minus Minuto were watching Sakura work, hoping, praying that their teammate and friend will pull through. Meanwhile Naruto and Sasuke were searching the anbu for information before tying them to a tree. "What are you doing?" asked Minuto. "Well, we are trying them to a tree before they wake up," said Naruto. "What, they are not we need to kill them," said Minuto as he pulled out his mace. The moment he did that, Naruto disappeared and grabbed Minuto's arm. "Put that away," said Naruto with anger in his voice. "Why should I listen to you? You are a fool that lets emotion control your actions on the battlefield. We are tools of war, we live for war," yelled Minuto. "You have all this power. Our mission should be to end this war by killing everyone in the rock village. You want me to kill an entire village? A village filled with women and children. What type of person do you think I am?" yelled Naruto. "Not a ninja, that is for sure. I am a true ninja, I live for battle and blood," said Minuto. I was born to end lives. That is where you are wrong, said Naruto as he grabbed Minuto's headband and held it off his head. You are no longer a ninja. You can't do that, said Minuto. Yes I can, Minuto Morino, for putting your teammate in unnecessary risk, therefore I remove you from the ranks of Leaf Ninja, said Naruto before knocking him Minuto. Naruto put Minuto's body on the ground before going over to the rest of the team. How is she? She will be fine, but her mission is over. We removed the sly part of the poison, but it was mixed in with a knockout drug. She will be out for at least a day or so, said Sakura. That is great, good job Sakura-chan, said Naruto. Naruto-kun, what happened to that idiot? Asked Sakura as she pointed toward Minuto as Sasuke finished tying up the rock Anbu. I removed him from the ninja ranks and knocked him out, said Naruto. He is a bloodthirst monster and he will be more dangerous to us than to the enemy. Okay, so what do you want us to do now, Dube? Asked Sasuke. You and Sakura-chan will take the genin back and I will complete the mission, said Naruto. No, said Sakura, I will go with you. Sasuke and one shadow clone from each of us can handle the genin. Okay then, said Naruto as he walked up to the Anbu and pulled out a set of paper seals. What is that? Asked Sakura. It is a seal that will keep them knocked out for 24 hours, said Naruto as he placed a seal on the 3 Anbu and Minuto before making a shadow clone and picked up Minuto. Sakura made a shadow clone and the clone picked up Kinkura and Ronin. Hey Dobe, I found this, said Sasuke as he handed a piece of paper to Naruto. It says that the rock cage's speak happens at 7 tonight. Okay, said Naruto. Take good care of them Sasuke, said Sakura. I will, but take care of yourselves as well. I don't to find another best man and I know Ino doesn't want to find another maid of honor, said Sasuke as he led the genin away from the rock and back toward the Leaf Village, leaving Naruto and Sakura alone to complete the mission. As Naruto and his team were in the field, Hinata was on cloud 9. The dinner she had with Naruto, Kiba, was so magical. He told her to one of the best dinner in the village and then to a moonlight walk. Hinata smiled as she thought back. Flashback. Hinata and Naruto walked hand in hand in one of the many parks. It was late at night, so no one was around but them. They only had the stars for their light. Soon they were lying in a field, Hinata using Naruto's stomach as her pillow as they gazed up at the stars. Isn't this beautiful? Said Hinata as she started up at the night sky. Yeah, it is, said Naruto as Hinata turned onto her belly and looked up at Naruto. I have never felt so at peace and so safe, thought Hinata as she pulled herself onto Naruto's body. They were forehead to forehead and her chest rested on his. Kiba was going crazy. Hinata is so beautiful, thought Kiba as his dog-like senses smelled everything around them. However, the one smell that was driving him crazy was Hinata's soft scent. I love you Hinata-chan, said Kiba in Naruto form as Hinata's eyes widened and she formed a huge smile. You don't know how long I have wanted to hear you say that, Naruto-kun, said Hinata as tears of joy in her eyes as he placed her head on the base of his end, tears running down onto Kiba's shoulder. That she thought was Naruto's shoulder. I love to you Naruto-kun. That broke Kiba's heart. She didn't love him, she loves Naruto. I am only setting her up to have a huge fall when Naruto returns his mission. Do I really want to hurt the woman I love? Thought Kiba as he ran his hand through Hinata's hair. Hinata-chan, I have something to tell you, said Kiba. Just shut up, said Hinata before slamming her lips against his. Kiba forgot all about telling Hinata that he was not Naruto but he was really Kiba. He got all caught up in the kiss as he placed his hand on the back of Hinata's head as she placed her hand on his cheek, deepening the kiss. They parted a few minutes later. They began a full make-out session before Kiba took her home. End flashback. Why are you so happy, daughter? Asked Hiyashi. Father, I have excellent news. I am now dating Naruto-kun, said Hinata. That is indeed excellent news. With the Namikas on our side, then our clan will reach new levels of power, said Hiyashi with a smile. With the Namikas in our back protect along with the other clans we control, our clan will control the village. After the vote we will change the laws, expending the council head to a lifetime, and then he will become the Hokage, said Hiyashi. I am sure that Naruto-kun will agree to that after I have talked to him, said Hinata. That is why we put you there. You can control the Namikas and your kids and grandkids will have a strong bond to the Hyuga clan. Making sure that we control the Namikaze clan for the next 3 generations and maybe longer, said Hashi. After all, that is how we control the other clans. I don't care about the clan power. All I want is Naruto-kun, said Hinata. You may have your Naruto-kun, but only if he gives us his vote and that later that his clan keeps on supporting us, said Hashi. I am sure that Naruto-kun will agree, said Hinata. However, I will ask Naruto-kun if I can move in with him, if that is okay with you, of course. It will be. The more time you spend with him, the more you can get him into our line of thinking, said Hashi as he left his daughter. Hinata Namikaze, said Hinata with a smile. Meanwhile, Sakura, Naruto, Juno and the Kyuubi had moved on from the Anbu battle site and were now standing on top of the stone-topped mountains that surrounded the rock village on all sides. 2 narrow passes lead out of the valley where the village sat. The mountains formed a first line of defiance against invaders. Only the best ninjas could go over the sharp rocks. So how much longer do we got? Asked Sakura as she looked down at the glowing lights of the village. It is 7 now, said Naruto as he looked down at his watch, but we should wait a little before we start the fun. Fine, just be careful, said Sakura as she kissed Naruto. I'll be fine, they won't even lay a hand on me, said Naruto. Okay, but please come back to me, said Sakura as her eyes started to water a bit. I will, it is a promise of a lifetime, said Naruto as he removed her tears with one of his fingers. Kit, it is time to start the show, said the Kyuubi. Okay then, see you later Sakura-chan, said Naruto as he disappeared in a flash of light. Meanwhile, down in the rock village, all the villagers and ninjas were gathered in a huge courtyard looking up at the castle-like rock cage resident as their new rock cage spoke. This is a time that will test our endurance, said their leader from the balcony overlooking the courtyard. We will get revenge on those who have dared to stand against the strength of rock. Those made everyone in the audience clap. We will crush the leaf and get remove the last Namikaze from the face of this earth. I don't think that will happen anytime soon, said a voice behind the new rock cage. He spun around to see the wild blonde hair of Naruto Namikaze. Also, all the Rock Anbu members were lying on the ground. What? How did you get here? Yelled the rock cage as he got into a stance. You can't beat me, said Naruto as 4 more Rock Anbu jumped to the fence and landed 2 on each side of their cage. I came to ask you one more time to surrender and end this war peaceful. Never, Rock will never give in to the SC of the earth like you and your father. Yelled the rock cage. The war will end when your S and your village is removed from the face of the earth. So I have to convince you the hard way, said Naruto. All the mountains that surrounded the village erupted with towering flames that made the night into day, and gale force winds ran through the village, knocking everyone but Naruto to their knees. What are you doing? Yelled the cage. Convincing you, said Naruto as the earth itself started to shake and lightning started to appear in the skies. Suddenly a loud howl filled the air as everyone looked toward the tallest peak as a form appeared out of the flames. It struck fear into the heart of every single rock ninja and villager. The form's red eyes was filled with hate as 9 tails swiped at the other nearby mountains, removing the tips, causing flaming rock slides to land near the village outer wall. What is that thing? Asked the rock cage. That is the Kyuubi, the 9-tailed fox, and he is on our side, said Naruto with a smirk, and the only thing stopping him from coming down and getting revenge on your asses for killing his mate 20 years ago is me. What do you want? Asked the cage as the Kyuubi's tails kept hitting the mountain side. We want peace, that is all. All you have to do is sign the peace treaty and he will go away and will only return if you dare to attack the Leaf Village or her allies ever again, said Naruto as he watched the villagers of the village cower in fear of the Kyuubi. Parents covered their children using their own bi as a shield against the power of the Kyuubi. I hate doing this, but in the end it will save their lives, thought Naruto before he spoke to the cage again. So what is your answer? Doing your surrender, or does the Kyuubi come down to kill you all? Choose now. Fine, we surrender, said the rock cage as Naruto tossed him the surrender papers and watched him sign it before taking his copy and disappearing in golden flash back to Sakura and the Kyuubi. Naruto landed on the ground in front of the Kyuubi. Looking up, he saw Sakura standing on the Kyuubi's forehead. It surprised him how even as the Kyuubi let all of this evil energy go, she had an air of calm peacefulness. Also, the light given off by the flames of the Kyuubi made her look even more beautiful, if that was even possible. Naruto-kun, did they sign it? Yelled Sakura over the sound of the flames. Yeah, they did, said Naruto as the QB started to shrink and the flames down. Well, let's go home, said Sakura as she and then hugged her boyfriend. Soon both of them disappeared in a flash of golden light. The QB stayed just a little bit longer looking down at Rock Village. I should destroy you for what you did to my mate, said the QB as he thought about breaking his word to Naruto and destroy the village below him. Suddenly he heard a whisperer-like voice on the wind, and voice he hadn't heard in 20 years. Don't do it, QB-kun, it said in a sweet gentle voice. Sakura-chan? Asked the QB as he looked around trying to find where his mate's voice had came from but only found nothing. He disappeared in a burst of flames. However, the moment he did, the shadowy outline of an 8-tailed fox appeared on the mountain side. The fox's green eyes glowed in the darkness before it disappeared. Using Naruto's Hiraishin no Jutsu, Sakura and Naruto caught up with their team just as they crossed back into Fire Country. They didn't rest, they wanted to get Kinkara back to the hospital. However, soon all the genin were being carried by the Jonin or one of their shadow clones back to the village. The next morning the Rock Village awoke to find the mountains all but burnt clean of the dense forest that once covered its side. Luckily the farmland inside the valley was untouched. However, in the side of one of the mountains leading out of the village, the QB had used his tails to make a symbol, and the leaf symbol was now dug deep into the mountain side. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.